Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. So today we've got a great lesson for you, which is going to be the first video in a two-video series talking about taking a rudiment that we all learn when we first start playing, which is the paradiddle, and we're going to take it and apply it to some drum set. This video specifically is going to be talking about taking the paradiddle sticking pattern and turning it into some cool drum set grooves. So first things first, let's take a look at the accent pattern that's already built into a single paradiddle. So what you'll notice is you've already got an accent with your left hand on beats 2 and 4, which is the backbeat of a groove. So we've already got a very nice foundation set up. So the first step that I want to take with this is I want to make our right hand go over to the hi-hat, and our left hand is going to be on the snare drum. You're going to play the exact same pattern with the exact same accents as what you usually would with the paradiddle. So let's check this out, and let's see what this both looks and sounds like. Okay, so now that we've got the basic pattern down, we need to add in some bass drum notes. Now, when you're practicing on your own, I encourage that you kind of add them wherever you want and make your own grooves, but for the purpose of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to add a kick drum note on beat 1, on beat 3, and the and of beat 3. We're not going to mess with the accent pattern yet, that's all going to stay the same. So let's check this out now. Now, you've already got a pretty cool and totally usable groove at this point, but we want to explore all of the sonic possibilities in this video. So what we'll do is we're going to add an extra accent into our sticking pattern. So now we're going to add an accent with our right hand on the E of beat 2, which is going to look like this. And then we'll take it one step further, and I want to add a kick drum note in that same spot. So we're going to keep our right hand on the hi-hat, left hand on the snare drum. That's not going to change. We're just going to have the extra accent on our right hand and the extra kick drum note that goes along with that accent. So it'll look and sound like this. Alright, so now let's take this one step further. And what we're going to do, on the E of 2, where we just added the kick drum and the accent, now we're going to open our hi-hat, and we're going to close the hi-hat back down on beat 3. So this groove is going to look and sound like this. Cool, so I'm sure you're already starting to see there are a ton of possibilities just using the bass drum, snare drum, and hi-hat. But no one said we have to keep our right hand on just the hi-hat. So let's take a look at one more accent pattern, this time accenting all of the right hands in the single paradiddle, and then keeping our left hand accents on beats 2 and 4. So what I want to do now, for the groove, I want to move our right hand over to the bell of the ride cymbal, and we're going to keep our left hand on the snare drum, and then we'll add a kick drum note to every one of the right hands in the single paradiddle. So every accent with your right hand, you'll have a kick drum. Now that is going to look and sound like this. Alright, and now, just like how our right hand doesn't have to stay on the hi-hat, we can move our left hand around too. So we're going to play the same exact groove, but I want to take our left hand and all of the unaccented left hand notes I want to play on the closed hi-hat. Let's check that out now. And last but not least, we've got one last accent pattern for you in this video. So, with our right hand, we're going to accent beat 1, the E of 2, and beat 3. With our left hand, we're going to accent beat 2, the E of beat 3, and beat 4. Cool. So, now that you've got that, we're going to take our right hand and move it over to the floor tom. Our left hand is going to stay on the snare drum. And we're going to add bass drum notes to every one of the right hand notes except for the very last one, which is on the E of 4. So let's look at this groove and check out how this one sounds. So one last little recap before we wrap things up. The point of this video isn't necessarily just to show you guys a couple of cool paradiddle grooves. More so, it's that I wanted to show some of the sonic possibilities that you guys can explore on your own and expand your vocabulary. You know, doing things like putting the accents in different places and moving where your right hand is, or incorporating open hi-hats, or changing the kick drum pattern. That's all stuff that I want everyone to explore on their own and use what we did in this video as kind of a guideline. But anyway, with that, I'm going to wrap up. So thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the second part of this series, which is going to talk about taking the paradiddle and writing some cool fills with that. So again, thank you very much guys for tuning in, and we will see you next time.